anyone on Facebook, go ahead and drop some questions there in the comments. I'll do my best to get to it. Towards the end, we'll have a live Q&A. I'll do my best to kind of moderate that. We have Dia and Josh here, and I'm here with Welcome Capital. We're going to present to you guys three triplexes we have under contract in Bentonville, Arkansas. As you guys know, we absolutely love that area, and we'll show you why.
All right, cool. So today, today we're going to talk about the second deal in our Welcome Capital Fund. As some of you guys may remember, we bought the Microtel, which is a 76 unit in Bentonville. It's currently a franchise hotel, and we are converting that into a boutique hotel in the next year and a half or so. And that one, since we have closed, has done really, really well. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that near the end. But we have, had over $10,000 a night on just regular non-event nights for that property. And so that's doing more than what we expected. And originally, we were already expecting about $1.4 million gross revenue for that property. For this one, this is the second deal that we're putting in the Welcome Capital Fund. As a recap, I wanted to talk about what Welcome Capital is really quickly. Welcome Capital is a fund that is going to purchase more than one real estate asset into one portfolio, and it will only purchase hotels, motels, short-term rentals, and other hospitality assets in that portfolio. So we only take investments from accredited investors. So we're helping busy professionals invest their cash into and turn them into passive income. So yeah, here's the triplexes. Our slogan is that we buy ugly motels or STRs in beautiful destinations. You can see that they are living true to their name, which is super ugly right now. But just give us a few years and you'll see the new development that we are planning for this location. And of course, let's get the legalese out of the way first. So, of course, this is not legal advice, not financial advice, not tax advice. So, we're just presenting this for informational purposes only. So, if you have any questions about our offerings, please consult your favorite CPA or your favorite attorney.
And there is a QR code there. If you guys watch this replay or later on, you could scan that and it'll link you to our websites and all of that.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about these triplexes really quickly. So there are three triplexes, so a total of 9 units, and you can see that they are the starred properties on this lot on the bottom left in downtown Bentonville. And we'll just talk about just how golden this location is in a moment. But we love this property because we're able to get it under contract for around lot value for the triplexes, but we're able to do a light renovation and hold them as STRs in the meantime while the area is being built up. And you'll see the pictures of what exactly is being built up in the next few slides. So just looking around this area, you can see that there's a lot of building. You can do because of the Walmart headquarters being just a few blocks away. And by the way, Walmart is one of the world's largest employers, and it's extremely recession resistant. Just because everyone flocks to Walmart whenever the market is not so great. And so Walmart will do extremely well in any sort of recession. And by the way, their headquarters is right next door. Like their new campus is literally like a block or two away from these triplexes. And so what is happening around town in Bentonville is not just an infusion of capital from real estate appreciation, a lot of investors coming in, and a lot of new developments from leisure travel and etc. But of course, also the Walmart headquarters being there means that the real estate appreciation is huge downtown. So you can see that the lots are selling for $2.56 million in this area that we're in. So we got this property, all three triplexes, for 1.6. And you can see that the lot is selling for sometimes a lot more than that. And you can see
Yeah.
why too, of course, like these luxury townhouses and condos are being built.
Yeah, on the top left there, there's a Zillow listing for $2.5 million. Josh and I actually visited that location, and you know what? I actually like our location better because of the close proximity to Walmart. So,
So Walmart town. So not a lot of sexiness at first blush, but what we love about this location is the Bentonville area is booming not just because it is where the Walmart and Tyson Food headquarters are. It's also where a lot of money is being spent on building the food and beverage scene, the music, live music scene, and of course the mountain bike scene. So the A Street Market, which is this this really cool food hub and mountain bike shop hub and beer hub, basically, is only zero point 0.2 miles away. The Momentary, which is where a lot of the larger concerts are whenever a larger artist is coming to town, that is walking distance as well. And you can see how many people are gathered on just a normal, day, in this picture here in the middle. And then, of course, the Walmart campus is very, very close by, and you can see that we are really, really close by. Yeah, so you can see the triplexes are on the top left position. You can see the A Street Market. If you, Alex, if you don't mind circling that, that's where the A Street Market is, which is where the food hall is. And the Momentary, if you want to circle that, is right next door to it. And then the Walmart campus is this giant quadrant or multiple quadrants that are on the map. And so once the Walmart headquarters are relaunched, of course, everything in this near vicinity is going to skyrocket in terms of real estate prices. And in fact, the Waltons were looking to buy this property, these triplexes, but I just kind of beat them by moving a little bit faster on the contracting and putting it under contract than they did. So yeah, definitely there's going to be a lot of redevelopment happening in that area.
yeah, and so the website is on the bottom there. If you just like Google new home office Walmart in Bentonville, all these dots here, like on the map, it's interactive, and you can see just like the state of the art facilities that they're putting there. There's going to be 12 different offices, tons of parking. There's actually going to be a food hall over here somewhere. Really, really excited about it. There's bike trails all over. So people can walk straight into work. And there's going to be over like 19,000 employees. So you can imagine the traffic congestion on a day-to-day basis versus someone just being able to walk.
Yep. We can probably move to the next slide. All right, a few more pictures of the A Street Market. You can see me and Alex and a few other folks hanging out in the A Street Marketplace. And that you can see just how many bikers are in the bottom left. There's just so many bike focused events. For those of you guys who have not been here and you're big into mountain biking, Bentonville has $74 million in mountain bike trails, both just actual off-road trails, and as well as paved trails. So it's really a mountain bike paradise, so to speak. And here's the Momentary, which is also within walking distance. It's not just an events venue, In normal times, it's also the kind of the go-to hangout spots for locals as well. You can see this beautiful 360 view of the skyline of Bentonville on the sky bar in the bottom left. And this is where I hang out a lot. I take a lot of people outside of town to that location. It's also where a lot of interactive art installations are installed. It's an extension of the larger $1.5 billion art project that it's called the Crystal Bridges, a mile away. So this is like momentary. It's more interactive art installations, and then there's also Crystal Bridges, which is also another art museum nearby.
And they're right next to each other, right? Yeah, I mean, it's literally like A
Yeah,
Street Market is right, like the almost the same parking lot. So
yeah.
pretty
So
cool area as a short-term rental, right? Guests can just walk right over.
yeah, so this area has A Street Market for food. It has a lot of bike trails. It has a momentary for events, and it has Walmart for corporate travel. So it has a very unique positioning of both leisure travel and corporate travel as well. And so, while these may not be necessarily walking distance per se, these are also nearby attractions that draw a very large amount of tourists into Bentonville area and in recent years. So Bentonville downtown has a lot of shopping and dining options as well as mountain biking events. Crystal Bridges is a huge art museum. I think it's actually more than $1 billion at this point in terms of the, especially if you take into account the expansion project that Ellis Walton has put into place. And then the Rogers Promenade is basically a huge shopping and dining hub. I would say that that one's more targeted towards locals than really tourists, but it's definitely additional draw for tourism as well. And the Walmart AMP is just this giant concert hall where a lot of artists come to play. And so historically, if you look at this area 10 years ago, it really was just corporate travel, and the town was relatively empty on the weekends. And it wasn't until the Waltons really spent a large time amount of money on investing in leisure travel. Imagine, just pouring a limited amount of money into doing whatever they can to make this town hip. That's pretty much what happened here. So, with all the mountain bike trails, with all the art museums, with all the live music events that are coming into town, this place has become a huge hub for leisure travel as well. And you can see that a lot of hotels have not necessarily met the shift in tourism trends. So short-term rentals have really stepped in to fill a lot of that void. There's also not a lot of large hotels that are downtown yet. Now, of course, there are going to be upcoming hotels, but they're going to be super luxury hotels. They're like Four Seasons type hotels. And so there's absolutely still a huge demand for upscale and upper mid-scale travel accommodations. And you can see that there's a huge amount of mountain bike trails. We already talked about that. There's also the art museum, and then the hospital and medical school, which we have more slides on later. So we'll talk more about that later. So once again, the key for Bentonville and why we like it so much is because there's so many different sources of travel. It's not just seasonal. It's not just one source. It's not just leisure, and then whenever that dies, in the winter, and everyone goes home and nobody is booking anything. So there's less downtime. And at our microtel that we just closed on, I can tell you that sometimes on Wednesday nights we sell out, and sometimes on Friday nights we sell out. So it's not really like just weekday travel or weekend travel. It's really a mixture of both. Okay, so the Format Festival, for those of you guys who have attended ACL or Austin City Limits and or Lollapalooza, it's the same folks who organize that's organizing the Format Festival. This will be the second year that this Format Festival is happening. It's going to be film, art, technology, music, etc. It's really like South by Southwest for those of you guys who have attended South by Southwest in Austin. And Bike Fest is actually coming up in the next few weeks. So we are actually the official the Bike Week vendors hotel for at Mercantile for Bentonville Bike Fest. But it's basically one of the largest mountain biking events in the country. And of course, there's the film festival, the culinary week, and the Fresh Grass Music Festival. So you get the point. There's a lot of events that are going to start occurring and already are occurring year round in Bentonville. And you can see that the trend continues. And the reason for this massive growth, in case any of you guys are wondering why there's such a huge boom, is because the Waltons, they have some of the parts of the Walton family, which of course their wealth is coming from Walmart. They have a portion of their will that basically says that they have to donate a part of their money into the town and surrounding areas every single year. So that's one of the reasons. But anyway, and also Alice Walton is basically, donating a large portion of her wealth to a lot of these projects, and in her, like later years, basically. And speaking of Alice Walton, you can see here that she is building a giant school of medicine, as well as hospital that is fusing Eastern and Western medicine. Alex, I don't know, based on your background, do you want to talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, the Alice Walton School of Medicine, pronounced awesome. She is building a state-of-the-art medical facility. It's on 14 acres, and it's just east of the Crystal Bridges Museum, which she also commissioned. I was there. It's like a cool little walk through this trail. You could kind of see here on the bottom picture on the right, like through the trees, that's where the museum is. About 154,000 square feet. They're still building it, so the inaugural class will be in a couple of years, and they're going to take 40 to 50 med students there. And they're also going to have about 150 school employees. So that's just more jobs for the region, right? More white collar jobs. Commissioned by Alice Walton, like I said, and it's going to integrate conventional medicine with holistic principles. They're really trying to change medicine into just a different approach. You could watch some of her interviews. I mean, she's really taken this issue, like she's really trying to merge like the Eastern and Western medicine together. And the cool thing is that this right here is 1.4 miles away from the Triplex, along with the Crystal Bridges and all that. Here's some renditions of the Whole Health Institute. Really what I found out is they're wanting Northwest Arkansas to be like, they want major growth in healthcare in Northwest Arkansas, and they want to make it a destination for health and well-being. So what they're wanting to do is keep patients here, and they're wanting to keep doctors here. Turns out that they're losing about $1 billion every single year in healthcare because there's not enough services in the area. So people are going outside of this region to seek healthcare in other regions, right? So that just bodes well for the region to have better healthcare in the area. And then what we're finding out is that doctors, so Arkansas is a donor state. That means that they supply more medical student and graduates to the nation. So a lot of physicians are getting their training here in Arkansas, and then they're leaving, right? Because there's just not enough jobs. So, I work in healthcare. What happens a lot of times, like, doctors do their residency at a hospital, and they'll want to stay. So that's what they're hoping for here with this Whole Health Institute.
All right, real estate appreciation trends. So, of course, we're not buying based on appreciation. We always buy based on a lot of other factors, like the ones that we talked about, such as cash flow, such as being able to buy stuff for way below market price, and those are a lot also really really important. But it's always helpful to see that area is trending upwards, and so that's definitely true for Bentonville real estate. Even though right now it says it's 20% year over year, I will actually say downtown Bentonville is a lot more than that. If you guys right now who are watching this live or on Zoom or something like that, you were to look down at downtown Bentonville and try to find a single family to SCR, you will see that the prices are well over $1 million. So if you, the consumer, you're probably not going to be able to cash flow at SCR downtown Bentonville anymore. So buying hotels by investing with us or investing with us and getting these triplexes is one of the ways to capture a lot of this upside in terms of Bentonville, and get cash flow at the same time. So you're really getting appreciation and cash flow in one investment strategy, in the same investment, so to speak. And you can see that the Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers area, which is Northwest Arkansas, is considered the fourth best place to buy a home. And so Rogers is basically next to Fayetteville. They're all like in the Northwest Arkansas region. Bentonville is also in this exact same corridor. The reason why it may not be necessarily named explicitly is because the median home price is already way more than $328,000. It is considered the wealthiest by far out of these particular suburbs of Northwest Arkansas. And so the median home price is much higher. These other towns near it are still like a little bit lower, but the also growth potential for these are, even though they are high, Bentonville is still where it's at. If you really ask for the locals, what they recommend investing.
Yeah, and this article really talks about the low cost of living, like great schools, low crime. So that's why it's ranking it in the top 10.
Yeah, so once again, we're not really paying a lot of value for the triplexes in terms of the buildings themselves. And the reason for that is because we're going to hold them as triplexes and we're going to renovate them very lightly as triplexes. But in the near future, in the next 5 years, we're going to do what you saw in the first few slides, which is new development on these. And so we are tearing these down in the next 5 years and we're rebuilding them for luxury condos and then reselling them at exit. So the fact that we're able to buy these at locked value, but be able to cash flow them and still not have to, make mortgage payments out of pocket is a huge deal. And so this is a really detailed assumptions list that I can talk about some of the highlights. So we're under contract for 1.67. We're assuming that we're constructing the new units for whenever we do tear these down for about $200 a square feet. Our contractors are quoting us way lower than that. He's quoting us somewhere between $160 to $180 a square foot. But of course, we're assuming a little bit higher just to assume for inflation costs, just for contingencies and etc. We're also assuming that the new construction costs, the new construction units are going to sell for $550 a square feet here. So a lot of houses and condos downtown are already selling for this high of a square feet per square foot. So we're not assuming any sort of real estate appreciation. We're not forecasting that it's going to have 20% year over year real estate appreciation at all. So even though we're assuming that the building cost is going to go up in the near future in our assumptions, we're not assuming that the real estate prices will continue to go up. So if you're looking at a lot of other syndications and stuff like that, if they're baking appreciation into their model, that's not a good thing. So we absolutely did not do that here. We are just underwriting this as if these are selling it today. And so this is going to take a little while to unwrap, but basically what this says is in year one, we are slightly cash flow negative only because we are renovating the triplexes to stabilize them. So we're going to have to renovate them for about 6 months, which is what this is assuming. So we're only going to make income for about the remainder 6 months out of the first year. Now, after the first year, we stabilized it. It's not a huge cash flow play. It's really just to hold it while we're waiting our sweet time to develop these as brand new SDR or condo units and reselling those. So we are cash flowing only slightly at 35K a year. And then in terms of the construction phase, this is a little harder to understand, but essentially here we are assuming that we aren't tearing down all of these triplexes at once. We're tearing down some of those and doing the new construction on some of the lot, and get those up and running as either STRs or sell those. And then once those are ready and stabilized, that's when we tear down the remainder of the triplexes. So this is kind of how this you should read this particular cash flow year-over-year analysis. This doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to build immediately at year 3. We can build in year 4, year 5, because we are cash flowing on this property and we're not paying mortgage out of pocket. We're paying mortgage with STR income. It makes it a lot easier for us to be flexible to find the best time to do the new construction. And the reason that we might want to wait is because as this area develops further, as the headquarters is built and finished in terms of construction, the nearby lots are going to start being rebuilt. And the first few units on the block, they really set the tone, right? And they're going to have more stringent building requirements in terms of density. As more units are going to pop up on the same street, the city is going to be more and more lenient in terms of how many units we can build on the same lot, as well as how high we can go. And so we absolutely do not want to be the first few folks to start building on the lot. We really want to see what everyone else is building, which people have the best plans, which people have the worst plans, and then basically after we are more informed of where this what kind of direction this neighborhood is going, that's when we're going to start building our units. Alex, do you want to talk about this really quickly?
Yeah, this is some of the I pulled the market dashboards on Price Labs on what a 2-bedroom will make. So here on the left, I have the filter as 2 bedrooms, and it's saying that we would generate about $28,000 a year, right? I mean, nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. Like Via said, it's going to hold us over until we can redevelop. So our assumptions here on the upper right-hand corner, 9 units, we're assuming that we can generate about $30,000 a year in revenue per unit. And I mean, Dia has like personal knowledge of this. I mean, the Airbnb listings there in Bentonville they're not the best. So our competition really isn't that stiff. Like a lot of them still have cell phone pictures and stuff like that. So I think we can definitely outperform this pretty easily.
Yeah, so I got the 30 from AirDNA, so it's pretty close to Price Labs projections. And like Alex says, it's not like if some of you guys are more experienced STR operators, you might be used to a little bit more oversaturated or at least more competitive markets. I wouldn't say oversaturated. I would just say more matured markets where every single STR on Airbnb page 1, 2, 3 is absolutely gorgeous, and they have like a hot tub for 20 people. They have string lights. They have domes. They have a heated pool. They have so many things, right? For Bentonville, we're not that sophisticated yet. So there's a lot of folks that are on page 1 that still have cell phone pictures, that still self-operate. They really don't have like all the best practices down. So for us to be able to kind of do a really good job and outperform the market, it's going to be a lot easier. And the other thing is that there's not a lot of larger residences that are going to be for rent downtown. A lot of stuff caps at 3 bedrooms. So the fact that we have these triplexes where each triplex is 6 bedrooms and 3 baths, we can actually rent each triplex as an entire Airbnb listing as well. And we can potentially also see if it makes sense to combine it to one giant Airbnb listing. I think at this point, it would just make sense to rent it both as a giant triplex by itself and also as 9 separate STR units.
Yeah, here's just a little bit more data from Data Rabu saying that we could probably generate about $30,000 a year. And these are all the listings within 1 mile radius of the triplexes.
And yeah, so let's really talk quickly about the fund because I think a lot of people might be confused. Like, hey, are we investing in this one triplexes deal? Are we investing in this one hotel? Where can we invest in this one hotel or one triplex deal? So the answer is when you're investing with us, you're investing in the entire portfolio. And the benefit of this is that some of the portfolio is going to be huge cash flow from day one, like the microtown Bentonville, which we have already made so much money just since we closed last month. I have some screenshots that, basically we have consistently been at almost 100% sold out rooms for the last few weekends, and also sometimes occasionally on Wednesdays and Tuesdays and stuff like that. So we're making a lot of money on the microtown. So even though you're getting the benefit of the triplexes and basically holding it and having more of a forced appreciation play, you are also getting cash flow from other deals such as a microtel that are basically performing, generating income, etc. So the fund is going to basically have around maybe 10-ish properties. They're all going to be hospitality assets, hotels, motels, STRs, multifamily STRs, etc. And they're going to be in these hot markets that we identified earlier on our slide deck. While we're here, I do want to address Lynn's question of what is the max number for units to make it a hotel conversion to STR. I do want to address that we do buy hotels. They're not converted to STR units. They are still operated as hotels. Now, we do eventually bring in some of the efficiencies of STRs, such as automated check-in, check-out procedures, and etc., to eliminate the use of having someone full-time manning the front desk, for example, and so that person can be freed up to do something else. But they are still hotels. They're not hotel conversions to STRs. So that may work in smaller hotels, like 20 units and stuff. But in these larger 76 key hotels, corridor hotels, it doesn't necessarily work that well.
We have some videos here. Let me see if I could figure this out here. Because we can try to play these videos. These are kind of what's going on in the area. These probably not going to play for us here. But these are some of the lots that are bought and they're converted.
So this house is for sale for $899. Middle unit's $850. There's 6 units here. And we are close to the triplexes that we got under contract. And this is what we want to do with it, because the area is developing and expanding like crazy. There's some more units over here. And downtown is right over
so
here.
you can see that these are basically where people have bought off a block of small multifamilies, tore them down, and basically built brand new units. The second video that Alex is about to play is someone else that tore down 3 or 4 and built 10 in its place. So now this is a 3-story building. We'll see if it plays.
Yeah, and each one of those units from the last one were like over $800,000, which, you know, we built 3 or 4, or you know, four to 6 of those on one of the lots.
So this is
Very
a
profitable.
new build concept. So this 10 units.
And this is a 10 unit that someone built, and you can see that these are pretty luxury residences. They're obviously classically styled. And yeah, so we can potentially build up a lot more than probably what you guys were imagining originally. And this last video is someone else who is basically doing the same strategy as us, basically converting a fourplex into a temporary STR. I'm saying temporary STR because I assume that eventually they're also going to develop this, and this is just a holding strategy. But maybe they do want to just keep it as a STR and just a measly fourplex. But they have done a really great job with the outdoor space. They have bike storage, bike rentals on site to cater towards the mountain biking trail if it only load. And then also they spent about $25K a door in renovating these. So our underwriting is assuming $26K a door. That's given us from a bid by our contractors. And he's worked with me on a few projects already that are in town. So I know what he's capable of. And so you can see that they have done a really good job outside, but I would say that they still have cell phone pictures on Airbnb. They don't have the best furniture or decor. Hopefully they don't see me here or hear me say this. But anyway, so they don't have necessarily the most optimized Airbnb listing yet. And so we can absolutely outshine them. So how close are these in proximity to the triplex? They're all under 1 mile to the triplexes. Someone asked, can you share with us a PowerPoint presentation via email? We can share with you a PDF, right, Alex?
Yes, we could do
Yeah,
that.
so we can send you guys a link to download this. It'll probably be, do we want to upload this as a document on our vault, or do you want to just send it via email?
We could upload it there. Not only that, we'll post this on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it again. So
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we will send this out to where you can download this. And then are these multifamily triplexes or is it a hotel? So if multifamily, and how are you able to STR these legally unit by unit? There are no STR restrictions at this time in Bentonville, so we can absolutely legally STR these unit by unit. That hopefully that answers your question.
And in the slide deck, there's just a bunch of bios with us. So I don't think we need to go through a lot of those, right? Yeah.
No. And then I want to share a really quick video of our last market tour. Now, this is more branded tours, just showing, telling people like, hey, come to our next market tour. But you can get the idea too. Just give me 1 second. So, for those of you guys who want to come out to Bentonville to check out this area, you actually get to as part of the. Let me stop sharing the screen. So as part of the Welcome Capital, you actually do get these market tours free to you 3 or 4 times a year. So if you guys are interested in coming out for the next one, you should absolutely invest in Welcome Capital, and you'll probably gain 5 pounds eating all the food on the next tour with us as well. And that, by the way, that jump, that was actually one of our that's one of our hotel folks in that did that jump. That was Mike. So
And that's probably where I crashed, right, Josh? Me and Josh rented mountain bikes and I flipped over the handlebars. I forgot I was 43 years old and out of shape. So anyway,
I wasn't going
fun
to blow up
times.
your spot, but yes,
It's market research. So
yes, you still had fun. How about that?
I had a great time. Yeah, I have a huge like black bruise on my thigh, but it's all good.
yeah, so you guys can come out and sign this liability waivers before going on the bike tour with us. But yeah, so the market tours are included. I know a lot of you guys might be new to STRs or new to hotel investing. If you guys want to watch the original Welcome Capital video, which we go through all the additional benefits aside from just cash flow, you'll see that a large component of investing with Welcome Capital has an educational component to it, and you would get a lot of the STR and or hotel education that I normally charge for in our hotel and STR masterminds and hotel courses and etc. You'll get access to a lot of that. So if anyone's interested in this hybrid way of investing to where you get some of the educational perks, you can always email me, which is dialiu@gmail.com, dlu@gmail.com, to learn more information about it. Alex, you want to say anything else?
No, we're really excited about the area. I've been traveling there like the past couple. I think I visited 3 times in the last 6 months. So we're really excited about it. If you guys want to get a hold of me or talk it through, go ahead and just reach out to me on social media at the real Alex Salvio on Instagram, or you could find me on Facebook, Alex Salvio, and then you could ping me that way, and then we can have a private conversation if you'd like.
Yeah, and then one last thing is that a lot of these deals that you guys may not have access to because either they're off-market deals or they're auction deals, and so you have to do a lot of initial due diligence to get 30-40% off the sticker price of real estate for. A lot of folks who are brand new to real estate are not going to be able to get this sort of discount. So yes, you guys will have to basically invest with us to get access to these deals, but we'll also show you exactly how we're doing these, like how we're buying these auction hotels, how we are going to convert these small multifamilies into larger new construction. We're going to show you some of our favorite markets through market tours. We're going to feed you really, really well. So if you guys want to learn with us and also network with us and other like-minded real estate investors in the can't even talk right now, hospitality space, you absolutely need to take a look at investing with us at Welcome Capital.
All right. Nothing on Facebook. No questions there. If anyone wants to come off mute and ask any questions live, go ahead and do so now. If not, I guess that's it. Any parting words, Josh?
I was just going to see if Mike, could turn on his camera and show his face too. There it is.
Hello.
This is fourth partner and welcome.
Fourth partner. Running a hotel right
Who
now.
did not fall on the mountain bike going off.
I did not fall. I know my limitations.
I actually have a video of him going all the way right to the hill. He's like, actually, never mind. So.
All right. I guess with that, we're going to be respectful of everyone's time. Reach out to any one of us if you guys have any questions.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Did I hit record? I think I hit
You did.
record. See you guys.